I'm Arttu Luukanen, the Managing Director of Asqella from Finland. The company was founded 4 years ago with two of my colleagues. We're based in Helsinki and we've recently commercialized a new people screening solution for urban crowded places. Currently, we're riding on several megatrends. So there's the urbanization is a strong megatrend across the world. People are moving more and more into cities. Now that movement of people into cities generates crowds. And you end up with various sorts of logistics challenges, whether it's public transport, clean water, health, schooling, whatever. Also security becomes a logistics bottleneck. Security is one of these bottlenecks, and we try to solve with our technology to solve those bottlenecks in order to maintain a convenient, continuous flow of people throughout the urban areas with added security. Our technology is based on some 15 years of applied research coming out of academia from Finland and elsewhere. Our product is the ARGON, which is technically it's called a passive sub-millimeter wave camera. The closest analog to it would be a thermal imager. So it's a thermal imager that detects the naturally occurring emission of heat from people. And if you are vesting, in other words, you're concealing some threats, we will see those as against the warm backdrop of your body. We can detect weapons, explosives, drugs, or other contraband at a distance of several meters on moving people, so people just regularly walking by the system. So the ARGON is basically a regular IP network camera, but the difference is that it operates at these very special wavelengths that give us a transmission through the clothing. The imagery from the system, which consists of a visible stream for reference users and a passive sub-millimeter wave stream for the detection of threats, is channeled to a remote operator interface that could be co-located or removed from the unit, or maybe passed into a command and control center. If a trained operator then detects an alarm or an anomaly, that could be flagged with the system and maybe passed on to a tracking CCTV or other surveillance solution for intercept. So the ARGON is a passive sub-millimeter wave system, and the key thing to understand that it means that we are not emitting a single photon from the system. We are not irradiating people with anything. We are using the naturally occurring heat of the body to build the image. Due to its passive operational nature, we don't see a great amount of any detail or anatomical detail in the image. The primary reason for that is that because it's a passive system, we are actually seeing an emission picture. The human visual cortex does not understand emission pictures. So basically there's no anatomical detail, there's no health risk, and the resolution is limited by physics, in our case diffraction. There are countermeasures to any technology, but countermeasures towards this particular technology are particularly hard. I won't go into details, but I can say that faulting a system like this or thwarting it is not the simplest thing to do. The ARGON technology has given us some specifications for the technical performance that other companies have been unable to meet in the past. The most important of these are the field of view, which means that we're covering a relatively large space where we can fit a number of people into the image simultaneously. That's important because when you're dealing with urban crowded places, you have to be able to do that, because you can't pinch people to go through a half a meter space in a very crowded place. The other thing is the frame rate, because this is a dynamic screening product. People are on the move, they are walking, and if your frame rate is not high enough, you start getting motion blurring that then degrades your image quality and thus your detection performance. ARGON has the ability to do discrete screening, which could mean, in some places, it could mean covert. So the unit can actually be concealed. It's a very innocuous looking system to begin with, and can be covered by advertisements and other things to just blend it in to the environment. We can also conceal it. In some locations you may face some delicacies on which people you screen, or do you screen everybody? If you have VIPs, do you screen the VIPs? You may be able to get around that problem by concealing the unit and actually getting the people screened as they walk by without them actually knowing about it. Current security solutions tend to be very so-called wetware oriented, meaning that if there's a problem, you throw more people and dogs at it. That's the most expensive route, because actually in any developed country, the cost of security is absolutely dominated by operational expenses. That is the salaries, the overheads, and other associated costs with the personnel deployed with the security. Thanks to the high throughput of almost up to 2,000 people an hour, the ARGON technology can be used to reduce the amount of manpower required for security. And thus, the overall cost of security is significantly reduced as you take into account the savings on the operational side of things. So our motto is that the combination of smart technology with professional services, that's the cheapest way of doing security, not just with people and dogs.